black sky, smoke in my lungs, dust on my tongue, tastes like the end. Sirens buried in rain, billboards burning, names I'll never know again. I've got ashes in my teeth, breathing ruins, breathing grief, but I'm still here, I'm still here, I'm still here. If the world has to fall, let it crash, let it crawl. I'll bleed, I'll break, but I won't disappear.
So, as we come back, we are not instead coming to see our players. We are coming to see something different. And so, I'm going to go through the order, and we're going to walk through and see the other half, the other side, this world of magic's version of our character's soul. As there is a copy of us in every universe and every dimension. But when two collide and merge, they either exist simultaneously in one body, or one of them is destroyed. Let's see who may be destroyed or be consumed. We're going to move over. Let's start with Arden. Arden.
Oh, why?
Because you're first up on you're first up on it. The rest of you, please darken your cameras.
Darken.
Darken them. So, Arden, take us through what we see and the last moment of this person, or at least in this person's world that they remember before their soul is then fused with your soul.
So the audience would see a rather it's almost like Arden's other half is just a bulkier version of herself. Taller, a little more muscular. Her hair is longer, a little more wild. And she is kind of like drifting through the hallway of a nobleman's mansion. She's sticking to the shadows and seems to be keeping an ear out for just information in general. She's here because she's been hired she's been hired by this nobleman's wife to figure out if he's cheating on her. So she's kind of been brought into the home as the wife's handmaiden, sort of. So she's just kind of wandering, keeping an ear out, and listening for things. I don't really know what else to say. She's a College of Whispers bard.
So, this is also their last moment before the worlds are ripped apart, or basically ripped open to each other. When that happens, as I'm going to give you kind of a prompt, as she's walking through the halls, kind of monitoring, keeping an eye out, doing almost bodyguard work at the same time as this other momentary job, suddenly there is a loud crack of lightning outside. However, it is followed by harsh winds. And as she looks out the window, she sees a massive vortex in the sky rip open. And parts of this building that she is patrolling is ripped into it. She watches as the charge that she was put in charge of is sucked away. People are panicking, and then suddenly she begins to get pulled as well.
Well, she doesn't really care that she is actually getting pulled into this. Her eyes are actually on her charge. And she is trying to figure out a way to kind of, I don't know, I guess bounce from the debris to get to them.
Give me,
she's not really worried about herself.
Give me an acrobatics. And yep, give me an acrobatics.
Okay. Ironically, she's not great at that. That's a 6.
It's hard to do, and now, like, she is going to take bits of damage as she moves across. And the sole thing that she can rely on now is her strength. So give me an athletics to see if you can force yourself from one to another.
I'm just gonna say that I am good at. 26.
So you are not smooth with this. As you jump from one bit of rock rubble, you slam into another wall, kind of haphazardly launching yourself from one area to the next.
Oh, she's digging her claws into these to stop herself from sliding down before launching. So yeah, it's very messy.
And you do make it. Her charge seems to be unconscious. It must have been hit. She has quite the goose egg, bit of blood coming from her head. But you are now realizing that you are good 200, 300 feet in the air, being sucked vertically, straight up.
Shit.
Yeah.
At this point, she's just kind of gonna curl herself around her charge and hope that her charge survives whatever is happening.
And as you are being sucked towards the vortex, as you come close, it is black, endless void. The only time you've ever seen something so dark is when you've run into Graviturge wizards and their black holes they create. It is just so dense and cold. As you get so close to it, it begins to slow down, and it almost becomes reflective. As you can see another being that looks extremely similar to yourself, almost coming from the other side at you. But they are unconscious as well.
Okay.
You can see that you're about to breach the kind of barrier, but as you do, as you get closer, this other being slips through the barrier first and is plummeting past you. Something in you tells you to not let that happen.
Oh no, I'm immediately launching myself for them.
And as you do, you forget your charge to save this other person. And when you collide, there is a bright flash. And that's when you, Arden, wake up in the generator's lab. But now we'll move to the next person. Hezekiah!
Alright.
It is your turn. What is... Let's see the moment before and during Hezekiah's other side, other soul, copy, duplicate, doppelganger, other dimensional self, however you want to say it or see it. Let's see them. And their last day as them.
Yeah, so Hezekiah's other self has been similar to him, studying magic, focus, but looks a lot like Hezekiah and has been seeing different versions of the same person repeatedly, time and time again. And that last day is something that's been building, and he's been trying to prevent it. For years, and nothing seems to have worked.
And as you are standing where you may be standing, the day that you knew that it would come, you're looking up at the sky almost waiting in anticipation of the very event that you have failed to prevent. Not sure exactly to why, but you know it has something to do with powerful evil beings of your world. One of them being a being that your world and yourself have had a few run-ins with. Asmodeus, the Lord of the Hells, and you in your time have had your dealings with this individual. You've had to prevent his plots before, but this time it's different. He didn't do it alone. You never quite figured out who the others were, but it was strange that he would work with somebody in the first place. And as you watch the sky rip open, the lightning striking, the buildings being ripped away, people being sucked into the black void, if they aren't, they're ripped in half, monsters and the like, and you watch as yourself has the ability to see the weave. You watch as the very magical weave, the force that flows through all things, is being sucked into this void as well. And on the other side, you see another planet. Looks similar in nature to yours. Big blue and green marble. But you know it is to be different. You, for a moment, see another version of yourself standing next to you. But this version is confused, is lost, and they look to be wearing different clothing. And then suddenly they look like they've seen something explode, and they launch out of sight. And then you see them knocked unconscious against something. You begin to feel yourself and them being pulled into the void. Does this version of Hezekiah know what this means? Does this version know who that might be? Or what that might be?
This version has seen multiple ways this could turn out, so he'll take that path this time.
What does that look like when this Hezekiah takes that path?
This Hezekiah has much less physical shape and form than the one in this real world. So you'll see that the current physical Hezekiah's being starts to shift a little bit as he phases into it, and some of that physicality disappears a little bit as well.
And as Hezekiah does this, there is a bright flash. And this is when Hezekiah awakens as well in our world. And we'll move on to the next person. Maxwell Donahue. What's up, my man?
Hi, everybody.
Are you ready to explain to me the end of the world?
Yeah.
Cool.
You said that, and thunder peeled outside. We're about to get rained on. That was beautiful. Okay.
All right. So, go forth. Explain the other side of Max, the other soul, the other dimensional self, and their last day before the rip and the sunder.
It is kind of a run-down slum. Dusty dirt road, shanties, stuff like that on the outskirts of a large, very obviously magically gifted city. And you see this tiefling with kind of pale blue skin, ram's horns, piercing green eyes, and kind of a thick black beard with streaks of gray. He's a little bit older than he actually looks. And he's walking through the streets as people around him are panicking and bolts of magic are flying around. There is a battle going on around him. He removes a duster and kind of cracks his neck, and he looks at one of the mages that is locked in this battle, and they just kind of look at him, giving him a worried look, and he just kind of smiles and nods and gives a little two-finger salute as he turns and looks at the people that they are fighting against. Cloaks, hoods, kind of nondescript cultists that he's dealt with in some way, shape, or form dozens of times before. He levels a hand out to the closest one as a spike of bone erupts from his wrist and hits this cultist directly between the eyes and drops him. He begins to walk down the street as he's just doing pretty much the same thing, rinse and repeat, whack, whack, whack. As he makes his way into the front line of this fight, the entire street kind of begins to glow blue as one of these buildings, kind of off in the distance, shatters. And the vortex that you described begins to form. And he just kind of looks up at this vortex, closes his eyes, and just kind of smiles. He's like, finally. And he begins to make a beeline towards that vortex, cutting down basically anyone who tries to fight him as he passes. Cultists, pretty much, but we still see like those spikes of bone. He moves kind of like an Old West gunslinger, even though that's not at all what he is. That's just how he's become acclimated to fighting for as long as he's been around.
Very well. And as you get closer to the vortex, it is very high up. And as you breach that area where the vortex sits almost directly above, you can see in the distance a person leaping from rubble to rubble. And then a person falling, and them leaping into it, and then they just, with a flash of light, dissipate. They're gone. And as that happens, suddenly your vision starts to blur. You start to sidestep. You start to stumble. You still kill where you need to, but it's almost as if you're doing it drunk. And as you get closer and closer to this area, your body starts to shift and change, and then suddenly you are hit by a blast of energy, and you fall backwards, but there is another man standing where you were, wearing strange clothing. However, he is weaving back and forth, kind of dizzied, and then collapses upon the ground. One of the cultists are approaching, looks down, doesn't seem surprised by this at all, almost seems expecting it, and begins to cast a spell, which is, you know, is an attack spell. You know that it is a basically a necromantic leech spell, like a life leeching spell. Along with, they have a device, a cage, and you've seen this before. You know that this is that the other cultists you have investigated have had similar cages, and they hold souls. And this cultist is bending down to kill this man that came out of you and take his soul.
I reach up with one of my arms and I fire another bone bolt into this guy's chest. Force myself up to my feet, and I'm stumbling towards him. I'm just again, again, and again, and again. And as he hits the ground, I stand over him, and the last thing I see before my vision goes black is me just drilling him right between the eyes.
Very well. And as that happens, the last thing you feel before you do that, and your vision goes black, like you hit this person one last time, your vision goes black, and you feel yourself falling. And then the feeling of extreme heat. And then black. Endless falling. Endless cold. Endless nothingness. Until Maxwell's eyes open up in Elias's chamber. And we'll move to Evelyn. Evelyn.
Hello.
You know the drill.
And I am prepared. Had time to prepare. Okay. So, in a strange barren world, black skies stretch overhead, while below are plains of cracked gray land, intimidating mountains, and forests of dead trees. In a dry valley between two imposing mountains, a lone individual walks with a flock of ravens soaring overhead. She wears cleric robes of light gray and black, with a cloak that appears to be made out of raven feathers. Her skin is gray, her hair is stark white, and her eyes are black, entirely black. She walks alone through the valley, toward the magical surge at the end of the valley. Still wind screams through the valley and tears at the ropes, but she presses on, unhindered and determined. She has never seen a fracture of magic like this, but she knows it is wrong. The Raven Queen taught her as much. It's powerful, and it is too late to call or wait for help. She must do something. The cleric comes to stand at the base of this fracture and look up at the purple lightning that is attempting to tear a hole in reality. This cannot be allowed, and so the cleric bows her head and prays. Queen of Ravens, give me the strength to do what I must, and should it take all that I have, may you be pleased with my service to you. And then she reaches her hands out toward this vortex, and at her feet, a pool of shadows begin to gather, then crawl their way up her. Then, like thin tendrils, she wheels the shadows forward to the surge to stitch it shut. As soon as her shadows connect the lightning, she feels a jolt of the strange magic, but she focuses. She must mend the wound in this reality. She must close it. Her shadows and the lightning duel, each trying to get the upper hand. Then a sudden surge of the strange power strikes at her, causing her to cry out and take a knee. Her hands still stretched out. She has to try, but she feels her shadows are barely able to do anything. She realizes she needs to do something more, offer something powerful, and she closes her eyes. Queen of the Shadows, accept my sacrifice. May this realm be safe. Then she lowers her hands and forces herself to her feet as she heads straight for the surge. If she can pour all of her power and her own soul into it, maybe that will be enough to close it. She closes her eyes. She feels the lightning dancing across her body, and then she steps through. And suddenly, Evelyn wakes, finds herself in the void. A vast space of emptiness. There is no one, nothing. She is alone. The last thing she remembers is trying to get Elias and then falling. What happened? Where is she? As she stands and looks around, she realizes the floor is extremely shallow black water. And all around her, though it is darkness, there is a vastness as if everything is so small and so far away. Where is she?
As you find yourself in this realm, the sounds of wings can be heard echoing through, like the sounds you would hear in a silent, burned forest when crows and ravens take flight. A massive, probably 2 to 3 story tall raven lands and then takes form as a woman. She approaches you. Do you understand where you are? Or are you lost and confused?
I am lost and confused. Who are you?
The representation that I am in your world, there are very little to represent myself. I know very little of the world you come from, but I guess God is a term used in both. I am a god.
Oh, right.
And you are in my realm. Momentarily, of course. It must have been due to the connection that your soul has with this realm's version of you.
I am very confused.
Whatever you did on your side of our dimensions, whatever your people did, aided in a plot of evil on our side to rip 2 worlds apart and fuse them together, creating a new. This world would have no leaders, and so they will take that leadership, and the world will be drenched in darkness forever.
I didn't mean for that to happen. We were only trying to help and people give them a better life.
Do believe from the connection that I am getting from your soul in my realm, I do truly believe that. And that your good was taken and abused. There are two beings that entered your world. They go by the name of Orcus and Vecna. Powers of undeath and torment. They go directly against my will as a god, as I am the goddess of life and death. I bring the souls where they must go, and I bring their time when it is the end. And your other side was my avatar. The version of you in this world walked where I could not, and brought my hand and my will where it was difficult to do myself. But she sacrificed herself.
That leave me.
It leaves you and her one, as her sacrifice was not enough. Our world is being rapidly consumed, as only one can exist in the same plane. That means everyone who has a copy or duplicate here will either be replaced by them or fused with them.
What would you have me do then?
I would have you do as my avatar would. Bring my will, correct the wrong, and put an end to my enemies' plans, and right your world to the way it's meant to be.
But forgive me, but I don't recall you said you're a god. Who are you exactly? How am I supposed to know I don't understand.
Your soul is now one with my avatar's soul. In turn, you and I are closer than you may think. Look deep within your memories, and there will be some that you personally did not experience, but yet you remember it. Think hard. Look for the shadow and the feather in your past. She seems waiting for your answer to your own question.
Do I now?
Yes, please.
Okay. She's gonna just like look around and very uncertain, but she's gonna close her eyes. This is just completely unlike Evelyn. She doesn't understand any of this, but she's going to think and try to focus on what she said about a shadow and a raven or feather.
Mm-hmm.
She's
a memory.
Trying to find a memory of that. Trying to find something that resembles that, and she's not sure what she's looking for.
Go ahead and roll a history check. And then if you roll high enough, I'll tell you exactly what you need to look for.
Well, I don't have a good history, so I highly doubt. Yeah, no, that's an 8.
An 8? The best I can give you is DM to player. Evelyn is not searching for a memory of hers. She's searching for a memory of this world's version. And it's the first... it's the memory of when she became the avatar of the Raven Queen. And so, I'm not going to do it for you because you rolled low enough. So I'm going to leave that in your hands to tell the memory. If you rolled high enough, I would have helped you out more. But nope.
Yeah, well, I'm not sure how the Hezekiah here works, so I'm trying to figure that out.
It's okay. Run off whatever Hezekiah knowledge you know.
Oh, that's not what I know, and that's what I've made up.
Go off what you made up.
Oh, fantastic. I love it. All right. So Evelyn is trying to dig deep into this mind, but she feels like it's not supposed to be her mind. There's something deeper. She's not sure what she's looking for. And she as she has her eyes closed, it's as if her eyes are still open because of this vast space of darkness. And she starts seeing flashes of vague memories of that aren't hers, but she could tell it's from someone's perspective of them waking up in this strange world and then interacting with others, of individuals with gray skin and white hair and black eyes. And she starts seeing different snippets of this person's life. But then she sees that individual walk toward this darkened door. She could tell that there were torches lining it as she toward the way, and there were others that stand there. They tell her that this is her crucible, and this is where she would be tested, and her path would be laid out before her. And she steps into that darkened door, and she encounters the same woman standing before Evelyn herself. And Evelyn can't hear the exchange, doesn't know exactly what was said, but she could see these threads of black that pour from the woman that's standing before her into this other individual that she's seeing now. As if this woman is pouring herself into this person, tying her directly to her. And then she hears one command. In this darkness, in this space, of my will, is what she hears. And in that moment, she feels this power, this divine power, feel her. And then Evelyn pulls back. And she's standing once more in front of this woman, this god. And she's confused, but she feels as though there is still that power within her.
Do you know my name?
Should I roll for that? No.
Evelyn would know. Innately, in her soul, she would know.
You are the Raven Queen. Queen of Shadows to Queen of Ravens.
The face of, I guess, what's the word? Relief washes over this woman's visage. Yes, I am. And I am glad to see that my avatar is not lost. Evelyn Sinclair, your life has been a rough one. Your people, even without magic, still found a way to be monstrous to each other. There was evil in your world, different but similar to ours. And now, our evil has access to your evil. I will aid you with my power for as long as our worlds are connected, and as long as you do my will and bring my hand upon those who go against the cycle of life and death. I will aid you with my power. My only desire and true wish is for you to send back Vecna and Orcus back to this world where they belong, and put an end to their cohort's plans. She walks up to you and places her hands on yours and pulls them closer, like in between you two. Almost a reassuring grasp. You can feel cold, lifelessness, but yet still a pulse within her body. Your friend, your family member, I believe he goes by the name of Michael now. I see him in your
Yes.
memories, in your past. I worry he has been caught up in this. Not willingly, of course.
Is he still alive?
Through your connection with him, I can sense that yes, he is. But his life force is being smothered, buried, abused, and manipulated.
By whom?
By one of the evils that crossed the world's threshold. He truly meant to do good, so much so that even when the evil attempted to breach through, he seemed to have caught on to it a little bit.
We just wanted to do good. We wanted to make the world a better place.
I believe in you, and I do truly believe that that is what you will. And good can still be done. There is something that can be done. I sense in your world a being of great power that is not of our world, but something that came about through your friends' research and study and project. I know not of what this is, but it has great power of life. Search
Trying to think really hard for it.
Search for what this must be. Your friend must have left signs.
Of course, of course.
You must go back now. Out of my realm and into yours. Everything will be different. Magic is not kind to lands that are not used to it or built around it. Expect horrors and tragedies at every turn.
Of course.
But do not blame yourself. Your good was abused, was taken advantage of. Every magic is not evil, it is how one uses it.
Thank you. I will do my very best to right what has been done. And I do appreciate your help.
Now, I want you to be aware of something before you leave. As some of the black water, water falls upward and then solidifies. As a small speck of light manifests above this now mirror reflection, and you see yourself somewhat changed. But we're not going to explain what that looks like just yet. As your soul fuses with another, with the one from this world, it seems as if there is not a consumption or destruction going on. Both souls are existing simultaneously, and this is something that is odd. I'm not knowledgeable of the different ways that this can function, but from what I do know, the merging so seamlessly between two souls is different. Find others that are like this. I feel as if the world's attempted to put an end to this or put a way to stop it, and the people in your world that are fused like you are to my avatar, they will be important. I'm sure of it.
I will see what I can find.
Goodbye, Evelyn. I will be watching, and I will be with you. In your world, my connection will be strenuous. But the more magic pours in, the more I will be able to assist you. Give in to the natural order, the way of things, and the memories the other side of you holds, and you will know how to use my power.
Very well.
Goodbye.
I will do my best. Bye.
And with that, you are sucked into the water, into the black, into the void. And you wake up. Maxwell. Come on back.
Matthew?
Yes.
Both of you wake up in a simultaneous jump.
Fuck. Did we just explode? Did the building just fucking explode?
Evelyn doesn't answer that question. She's laying on her back and she's immediately assessing herself. Like, can I move? Can I move my fingertips? Am I bleeding? She's just automatically just shifting into trying to assess the situation, the immediate situation. And she's like trying to make sure that her neck's not injured. No, she's not trapped.
Yeah.
Maxwell like eases to his feet and sees her laying there and sees her not saying anything. And he's gonna kind of like move over to her side and ease down. And he's like, "Oh, I swear to God, if you're fucking dead right now, this is..." And he like starts to like check her pulse and like look for injuries.
I'm going to reach up and grab your hand.
Good, you're alive.
And as you approach, some of the light from Elias's backup battery starts to come online and flash, and that's when you both see each other's changes. Maxwell, explain what Evelyn sees.
Maxwell is about 1.5 feet taller than he was previously. He was like 5'6", 5'7", kind of a short guy, but athletic. He's now a good like 6'4", 6'5". Green cat-like eyes, and that's pretty much all you notice initially. I mean, unless you're able to kind of see in the dark, you can see that his skin...
Well, the light is flashing pretty like a brighter blue. Yeah.
In that case, his skin is a lot more pale. Almost not quite like a corpse, but more
like a Smurf.
Yeah, a very, very pale blue, kind of a gray.
Oh, so like the Smurfs that the wizard makes. The bad Smurfs.
Yeah, something like that.
I'll find a way to make you a Smurf, Matt.
Yeah. We're not doing it. One of these days I might play like a halfling or a gnome, but it is not this day.
It is not my day.
But bright green cat-like eyes.
Evelyn,
Okay.
what does Maxwell see when he's looking down and the light is flashing, cascading over you?
Well, of course he doesn't notice too much except for her hair is beginning to go white. You know, she has like streaks of white in her hair. But she grips his hand and then she opens her eyes, and when she opens her eyes, he sees her entire eye, including the white part, is entirely black.
I don't. And he kind of tenses up. He's like, Please tell me that's you.
David!
She just looks. Yes. Maxwell,
Oh, thank God.
why are your eyes like that?
Why are my eyes like? Wait, what are my eyes like?
Green cat eyes?
I'll take that over. You've got this whole like the ring or something going on. Your eyes are like completely black right now,
I see. All right.
and the hair is
What?
new. I mean, it suits you. Don't get me wrong.
All right. Just be quiet for a second. Just quiet. She's gonna just like, she finishes assessed herself, and then she's looking around, and she's trying to see if there's any immediate threats to their well-being at this moment, like unstable debris, flooding, any or collapsing structure or anything like that.
There is nothing immediately threatening. However, something that she does pick up on is that the backup battery for Elias is starting to falter and fail. If Elias is not pulled out, then pretty much he will continue to try to power all of Eden by himself. And this is...
I thought we pulled him out. I thought we pulled... That's...
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Whoa.
Yes. We're kidding.
It's gonna rain.
We're just gonna say that was a kind of like semblance of yes. The backup battery is dying, and this is when you realize that Elias is on his own, and you're now realizing that Elias is a little bit cracked, and he's like flickering, kind of. You're not sure if he's quite there, but the backup battery is dying on this machine that was powering him.
Okay. All right. So I'm gonna grab what I have of Elias. Can I just like see, like, I'm going to look and see if there's anything that could be tightened, anything that could be,
Think like he is a glass sphere, a glass ball with almost like energy inside of it. A lot of a lot of translucent wiring and everything inside of it to give him that kind of futuristic look. But the glass canister is cracked, and that seems, you can feel like energy, like ozone and power seeping out of that crack.
I need to find a way to get you fixed, Elias. I can't do it right now, though.
He seems to flicker in acknowledgement. You know a little bit of Morse code.
I know Morse code. I know Morse code.
Yeah, and it's enough that you notice he is speaking, and Elias flickers when he talks in Morse code as well. But he has no speaker system to speak, and so he is simply only speaking in Morse code, which basically he stated, "I feel cold."
All right. I'll see what I can do, Elias. So she's going to stand up, holding Elias close to her, like trying to warm him up, And she's going to look at Maxwell, look him up and down. You seem taller than I remember. Are you well?
He looks down and realizes like the t-shirt that he's wearing is now like 2 or 3 sizes too small. He's kind of got like the Dr. Cox like baby gap shirt thing going on right now. And he just kind of like does this number for a second and like flexes his arm, flexes his other arm, flexes his pec. He's like, ooh.
Evelyn just rolls her eyes.
That's...
I look like a Greek god, but gray blue.
Fun fact: he's a chthonic tiefling.
All right. While you are
I guess.
assessing...
We can figure this out
Do you
later.
know how long
I
we
think
were out? know how long we
He's gonna reach into his pocket and see if he can see if his cell phone's still working.
No. It's shattered.
Yeah, I got nothing there.
Elias, can you tell the time?
Flickers, no.
Alright. Alright. Let's go.
Did we
Let's
get
see.
blown up?
Did we get blown up? Elias, did we get blown up?
Flickers, yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Alright. We
Um,
need to see what happened. We need to figure out who there is. I need to find someone. I need to contact Mercury. I need to find Michael. We need to see where everybody else is. Come on, let's go.
I do want to add one thing. Almost like like it took a moment, but the last memory of the other half comes kicking in the door of your brain, and you experience it from that side.
Who?
Both of you.
Oh, shit.
And Evelyn, you remember everything from that realm.
Mm-hmm.
So.
I just stopped for a second. Oh, that wasn't a dream.
What the fuck did you just say?
Did you encounter a strange woman that talked to you about what this is?
No, I shot a motherfucker in the head with a bone spike out of my wrist.
Oh, and you saw yourself come out of yourself and then them try to harvest the soul.
Yeah, and then there was like me and then another me that came out of me, and the motherfucker that I shot in the head was trying to like harvest me, and then we need to go.
Okay. I need to we need to see if Arden is around. She might know something, because she might know something.
Didn't she go to the generator?
Yes, so we need to go see if Arden and Hezekiah are still survived whatever just happened.
The generator that just went boom?
We don't know. Did that happen, or was it what we just did by pulling Elias out? Above
That's
table.
actually-
You and I
that's
don't
actually a good
know.
point. Oh yeah, that's right. Okay, yeah. So above table, we'll rewind that. We'll retcon it, and Maxwell's just gonna kind of shudder and shake his head, and he's like, "I fucking hate." Okay, yeah. I lead the way.
Of course, just stay behind me. It's all right.
I dislike you with great intensity.
And
I've
as
never liked you whatsoever.
we move away from this and they head towards the generator room, stumbling through rubble and the darkness. We move, if you two want to cover your screens, Arden and Hezekiah, you both wake up suddenly in the generator room, a massive warehouse-like room, but the generator is nowhere to be seen. All that is left is massive scorch marks and rubble and ruin, as part of the ceiling has collapsed down. Thankfully, you were spared from that collapse. As you both wake up at the same time.
Arden's gonna look up at the ceiling that has collapsed, look around, realize that she has miraculously avoided being crushed.
Also blown up.
Yeah, could've been bad. Oh. This reminds me of the Humvee.
And as panic
she's gonna
lights
look
turn
around.
on.
Alright.
Yeah. As panic lights turn on, it becomes slightly easier to see, as you do see Hezekiah laying off in the distance, sitting up slowly. But what does Arden see when she sees Hezekiah? What changes have been done? Oh, you're muted. I can
That
just
would
let you
help.
talk and be like, all right, now that you said all of that, please say it again, unmuted.
My special skill. Hezekiah looks almost the same, but a little bit ghostly. Can tell he's not 100% corporeal anymore. And seems to be a little bit translucent. And glowing a little bit purple around the edges.
His coffee cup is still survived somehow. Still full
Yeah.
of coffee, actually. It's almost as if Hezekiah is like that kind of people who like can be like knocked around, pushed down, jumping around, and always keep their beer in their cup. But with them, it's a Hezekiah. Like, Hezekiah got blown fucking 30, 40 feet, hit the ground, rolled, and the coffee is still in the coffee cup. So,
Yeah. He'll take a sip of the coffee too.
and sit up. Damn. And what does Hezekiah see when he looks towards Arden, who is approaching him?
Yeah. So Arden has stood up and is approaching Hezekiah. Probably one of the first things that would be rather noticeable is the fact that she is both taller and broader
She
than she
beef
was.
mommy now.
Not quite beef mommy, but she was only 5'2" beforehand, and she has shot up 7 inches. So her clothes are
Rude.
definitely very tight.
It's like
her
wearing toddler
hair-
clothes.
Her hair, which was only about chin length, is now like mid-shoulder blades and very unkempt. And her eyes are bright orange, like a wolf's.
You just see that coming at you in the darkness, just the glowing bright orange eyes and this almost wild woman look.
And her teeth and nails are now also sharper.
It's a werewolf.
Did you get bitten by a werewolf when you got knocked out?
As you say that, she pokes you in the chest.
And her finger kind of goes through a little bit. Not all the way. There's a little bit of resistance.
No!
But it's just...
She, like, the moment her finger starts to go through a little bit, she rips her hand back and is like, that is no.
I don't like that either. Please don't.
Why are you ghosty?
Did you die?
I don't think so, but I'm not entirely sure.
And as you guys are trying to figure the situation out, only to make things worse, a massive screaming migraine comes through into your minds as the last memory of your other sides replay in your mind, and you get to watch it unfold from their perspective. And yeah, so everything you saw happens to you now.
Arden kind of clutches her head and reels away from Hezekiah. Oh. What the fuck?
How many fucking realities are there? Fucking.
You get the feeling that you yourself has asked that once before and was told so many. That only annoys you more. But as the headache subsides slowly, you guys realize everything down here has gone to shit. You remember what you saw before the explosion?
Okay.
Uh,
There is some serious fuck shit going on.
yeah.
Let's see if we can find Evelyn.
Yeah.
I think she needs to know that Michael has been kidnapped, maybe turned into a monster. I don't fucking know.
Thank you for joining another episode. And remember, everyone, every view, every like, comment, subscription helps us keep building these worlds, telling these stories, and bringing more adventures to the table. A special shout out to our players, our dungeon master, and everyone behind the scenes who helped make this show possible. And an extra thank you to our community. You support us more than you know. If you want to help the channel grow, check out our Patreon. Even joining the free tier helps support the channel, keeps you connected with updates, and lets you be a part of the Storytellers Tales community as we continue to grow our channel and tell more stories. A huge shout out to our Patreon supporters and everyone who shared the show, commented on the episode, or told a friend about us. You helped keep the dice rolling. And a special shout out to our Realm Shaper tier member, Lauren Sullivan. Thank you very much. And until next time, everyone, remember, tell your grandma. See ya.